Hey everybody, it's Brian Costello in private practice over at Core Mental Health Counseling. I just want to share a little information about addiction that I've gathered over the years working in treatment and in recovery. Um, so they say addiction is one of the only diseases that convince you don't have a disease. So part of some of the symptoms of addiction is denial. So one of my favorite acronyms for denial in recovery is "Don't even notice I am lying." So when we look at some of the symptoms of addiction, we review kind of the recovery language around what addiction is. And so that's a mental obsession, a physical compulsion, and a spiritual bankruptcy. So the mental obsession can start really early on for folks. So I used to run a substance use disorder adolescent group. And these kids, a lot of times, their parents and their teachers would struggle to get them to complete a single assignment. But when I told them we were going to start talking about their substance use, they'd bring in like 35 peer-reviewed articles about the effectiveness and the medical benefits of marijuana. So the mental obsession can start pretty early on. Part of the mental obsession is what they would call rationalizations. So things like, I'll stop tomorrow. This will be the last time. I'll stop after Christmas. I'll stop after my birthday. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm an adult. It's from the earth. I need it. I want it. It's been a hard day. I need it to function. I won't be able to go to work. I won't be able to raise the kids. I'll be sick if I don't get it. So the mental obsession is, part of those rationalizations. They sound like excuses. So oftentimes I'll review with clients. Where are these rationalizations taking place? Because they sound like little arguments, and often inevitably the person says, "Well, they're happening in my own mind," and that goes to show that there is a part of self or the addiction that is trying to convince us to do something that we're really not okay with. So we don't have to rationalize any behavior that we're truly okay with. So the other thing that shows is that there is a little like voice of addiction. So that the person oftentimes who's identifying as like an addict or an alcoholic, they often have this, what they call a disease. They are not their disease, but they have one. So what we try to do is we try to get in there and create some sense of separation between self and the disease. So if you are waiting for your disease to let you into treatment or make some changes, you'll wait forever because it's programmed to use forever. And so it's like a broken record. So the next part of addiction they talk about is a physical compulsion. So when people come in, I often talk about cravings. So do you experience cravings? And oftentimes people will say no. But what they do say is they experience anxiety, and when they drink or they use a substance, that anxiety goes away. So that's craving. So they would refer to that as a compulsion or a physical craving. It's a little bit different than say something like, generalized anxiety. Because if the action or the behavior is the only thing that makes that anxiety go away, that's a little bit different, and that's a compulsion. So compulsion does not have to just be the substance. It can be gambling, it can be shopping, it can even be social media. Anything that allows us to escape pain and seek pleasure, and it kind of creates a cycle of I need it to kind of avoid some of those that discomfort. So oftentimes when people start to go to meetings, what they find is they might come in and they might say, I get anxious and then I drink.